As Bitcoin plays out its first short-term correction since this massive run began about 2 weeks ago, there is a lot of panic in the market wondering, is this run done? Why is Bitcoin not going up in a straight line on each and every tick? It's a scam. The bull market's over. It's a bear market. It's a bear market. We had a downtick. Anyways, in today's video, we'll be going over some November statistics that suggest the high this month is very likely not in just yet. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a massively new high for this month, but I do think that it is of relevance here. As always, you can use this data in any way that you see fit, and perhaps you'll find this valuable to you. Now, before we get to that, I do want to once again let you know something that I completely missed on yesterday's video, which was this 10% fee reduction for trading here, which of course a lot of people are interested in because, well, I mean, just, means more money in your hands, I suppose. Like, you're spending less to actually, put on trades. But it is for the exchange Blofin, which is actually KYC free as of this moment, and it will offer you 10% off of all your trading fees for the lifetime of your account. So if you grab it now, even if you're not looking to use it later, like, it might be of value to you in the future, because I don't really see exchanges doing fee reductions anymore, especially for market fees. And this is giving you 10% actually in cash back off of your trading fees. So essentially the same thing as a fee reduction. Anyways, moving on from there, let's get into the content of the day. Let's start it off with our revisiting of the Bitcoin November's high chart here. So if you've been following along, especially for the past couple of months, since we've been going a lot deeper into this, actually the past 3 months, we've been going very, very deep into this as to when on average Bitcoin has seen the highs and lows of the month. They've actually been playing out incredibly well, incredibly consistently for the past 3 months, especially being that this year is kind of a special year. You had halving and also elections just now as well. And what we noticed about Bitcoin November highs is that just like the lows, they seem to come in around a specific time, especially during macro uptrends, which is this box right here. In 2012, 2016, and 2020, we do see those highs coming in very late within the month, the 26th, the 30th, and the 19th. The 19th obviously being the lowest. And, it's not like a humongous data set, but it is interesting. Similar to not similar to but similar to the lows, which were coming on very early within this month. Again, the second, the third, and the second. So getting it pretty damn well there. And I think October was literally on the average as well. So in a Bitcoin macro uptrend, if we include all this data, the highs came in around or a little after the third week of this month, almost around the 22nd of August. August? Oh my God, my brain is melting. It's November. I can't sleep in this stupid fucking town. It's really pissing me off now, and it's driving me fucking crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, but I just, man. It's like every day it just gets worse. Anyways, maybe that's just my problem. All right. So yes, highs likely to come in around the end of the month, at least, or I wouldn't say at least, but on average, at least a little bit after the third week begins, and that would be the 21st. And right now we're on day number 15, and during these election years or halving years, come in a little bit later than that. So while this pullback is very terrible, as Bitcoin crashes all the way down to $86,000, it's fucking insane, man. But I do think that provides a little bit of color that it's probably going to be an opportunity. I'm not necessarily saying Bitcoin's going to make a massively new high for this month. I think that the majority for the gains have probably been done for this month. In fact, if we go over here and reference the November monthly average returns for winning months specifically, it has been about 21%, and I believe we actually already seen that. Let's just see. Let's see, what are we looking like since our open? That was 70,800. Yeah, 24% gain as of right now from open to current price. So we'll see where things kind of settle in at the end of this month. But as for right now, Bitcoin's probably seen the majority of the gains for this month. And while this consolidation can go on for a little bit of time, probably there is one more try higher. But as of right now, Bitcoin, it's going to be playing out the short-term consolidation. We've been kind of warning against signals to be looking for the past 3 days here, as we saw volatility indicators get incredibly hot here. Here's the 4-hour, here's the 6-hour, here's the 12-hour, all hitting 100 percentile. So, whenever you see something like that, very, very likely you're at a short-term high, at least be getting a bit of a consolidation, which typically involves a bit of a pullback as well. Momentum will remain to the downside on, I believe, all these timeframes as well. 4-hour time frame coming all the way down here remains, however, downside momentum as long as Bitcoin's below 91,350. 6-hour time frame also showing downside momentum as long as Bitcoin's below 92,250, and even the 12-hour time frame also freshly down as long as Bitcoin's below 92,300. So the corrective period, can easily take us into early next week, I suspect. But should provide a bit of an opportunity. So we should also consider or come up with areas of interest for the downside here. In this case, I do want to reference our daily price statistics. We can see that Friday has been it's been mostly a coin flip. It's been 51% versus 49% in terms of whether it's likely to close positively or negatively since 2024 began. And even the returns on both sides are quite comparable to each other, about 240 versus 220. So, to the downside, that would give us a range low for today at around 85,500. Kind of makes sense. And to the upside, a range high somewhere around about 89,500. So I'd be kind of looking for Bitcoin to oscillate within that range. What I would be looking for if I was a shitcoin enjoyer as of now is that while Bitcoin does consolidate, is my altcoin playing catch up? If it is, that's a good sign. If it's not a good sign. Because typically, when we do see Bitcoin-led markets like this, when Bitcoin starts to cool off, altcoins get to play catch up a little bit. So maybe we see Bitcoin dominance come down a little bit here, and altcoins gain a little bit versus their Bitcoin pairings. Again, strong altcoins, they probably do what strong altcoins do, and weak altcoins just put in bounces before leading to lower highs and be getting lower lows later on. But yeah, anyways, moving on from there and getting into where's my next chart? There we go. Getting into, do we want to go over this chart right here? Let's go over Bitcoin, sorry, not Bitcoin, but 6-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame, both showing the potential again for hidden bullish evidence. In fact, yesterday, to clarify on yesterday's call, if you want to call it that, this one did fail. This hidden bullish evidence did fail, obviously, yesterday. That can happen, of course. Not everything's going to work out perfectly, and did lead, more importantly, to that next bearish divergence signal, which was also a part of yesterday's video. Kind of waiting for that to beget an actual pullback. So if Bitcoin wants to come back down here to the range lows, 85,500 to 86,000 bucks, completely fine. I'd probably be looking for a short-term bounce there. That'd be my first major area of interest. And then below there, you got about 82 to 83,000, and that's really where I wouldn't be expecting Bitcoin to come much lower than that if it even gets there to begin with. So, one thing before the next, but just some overhead perspective, if you want to call it that. Also, looking at the HPDR for the weekly close here for CME. Let me just go to CME because CME is closing the weekly today. Any sort of a closure above the 61.8 level, which is officially at, let's call it 87,000 bucks. I'm trying to directly get it on there. 87,000 bucks or so. I still do think opens up the possibility for a try higher or around the current highs, sometime late next week, maybe the week after that, in the back half of this month as we do kind of move through November. If Bitcoin were to close below 87,000 bucks today, specifically for CME, okay, that's going to call into question a few things at that point. 82, 83,000 bucks is actually quite likely. And we'll come back to it after that. I think that's less likely to happen overall. But hey, if that happens, that would be at least my game plan if I was looking at something like this. 5-day time frame obviously closed last night for CME, and honestly, I'm kind of inclined to say you probably already found very close to your range low already here, as things do rest upon the 78.6 level. Again, I don't think that things have significantly new highs to go here for November, but maybe you see a $96,500 tick. And then that sets it up maybe for a continuation in December. But wouldn't be surprised to see, this next 5 or so days be mostly sideways. The only way that I really even consider continuation at this point is if you see a 4-hour closure, very specifically above this rejection that we saw yesterday at $92,000. You see that? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Bitcoin continues from here. Until then, expect more of a correction as Bitcoin works off of these extreme conditions and resets a lot of these oscillators. We're already seeing the 4-hour time frame getting way down there, 6-hour time frame following as well. I want to see the 12-hour time frame get a little bit further down here too. And just, take one thing before the next. So I think that is a good place maybe leaving off on this video. Oh yeah, and then also, of course, as I've been showing these meta signals setups recently, yesterday's did fail. I mean, at the end of the day, 67 or 69% strike rate for hitting target 1 is not the same thing as 100% strike rate. Unfortunately, the free money glitch is over and the streak has been broken, and it'll never be the same again. But yeah, if you're interested in getting setups like this, there is a link in the description below as well. Again, this is for people who are probably a little bit newer and a little bit want the spoon feeding a bit more. So fair enough. Anyway, and also it's a project that I'm invested in myself. I should let you know that directly because, well, I'm biased, obviously. Anyways, I think that is a good place for me to be leaving off. Yeah. Areas of interest to the downside again, 85.5, and then you got about 82 to 83. Depending upon today's CME closure. We'll come back we'll come back with another analysis, or actually no analysis tomorrow. It's Q&A day tomorrow, of which the Discord is absolutely full with stuff, which is cool to see. So that's what we'll check back on in. And as always, I want to wish you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully Saturday.